Empress. Chapter 9. Truce. Keitel was sitting alone in her private quarters. She glanced up, awoken from her reverie, when Torun arrived. "Empress," Torun said, bowing. She was a stickler for formality. "The other councillors are awaiting a decision regarding our arrival in Seoul." Keitel gave her a wry look, as if she didn't know. Torun waited. When Keitel didn't answer, she pressed further. "Have you made a decision?" Keitel sighed and shifted in her seat. "Not yet," she said. "There is still much to consider. Sit down." Torun hesitated, caught between her dedication to formality and a direct order from her Empress. She gingerly lowered herself into a chair. "The Guardians killed Gaul," Keitel said. "Yes," said Torun. "Stories say they've killed greater enemies too. Other deities of the hive, one of the great worms. And a sibling of Zivu Arath," Keitel added. "Perhaps then the costs of this venture do not outweigh the benefits," Torun mused. "We need every resource at our disposal," Keitel said. Torun was quiet. Keitel leaned forward abruptly in her seat. "Do we need to make war to regain the Legion?" Once more Torun was silent. Eventually she said carefully, "You don't believe we would win?" Keitel saw the blade hidden in Torun's question. "We would win," she said. "After a long, grueling war. We'd sustain heavy losses, and we'd leave ourselves open to further devastation at the war god's hands." Torun's gaze turned thoughtful. "Yes, probably." She studied Keitel's face. "So what do you suggest?" "We negotiate," Keitel said quietly, "with the Guardians." Torun observed her customary moment of silence. "Some of the councillors won't like it." "I know," Keitel said. She stared past Torun, her jaw set. "I don't either." "You'll have to make a gesture for them, a nod to our legacy as conquerors. If they see it as a true, equal negotiation—" Torun trailed off. "They'll call it weakness," Keitel finished. Torun nodded, "especially after fleeing Torabuttal." They shared another silence. The ache of mounting stress began to push at Keitel's temples. Her voice was weary when she spoke again. "Then we will demand that the Guardians kneel."